to share the story of Masood Basha, who lives in Chennai. Masood and his wife were eagerly awaiting the arrival of their baby last year. Then in December 2023, Cyclone Michong struck Chennai, unleashing unprecedented rainfall and severe flooding. Streets turned into rivers, and homes were submerged with neck-deep water. On top of this, the city's infrastructure completely crumbled, and people lost all network communications. Tragically, it was during this chaos that Masood's wife went into labor. Isolated and unable to get medical assistance, their newborn succumbed. A loss no family should ever have to endure, let alone due to a disaster response that, frankly, we could have and should have planned better. Masood is just one of many who faced such devastating losses last year. It reminded people of 2015 when Chennai was underwater for days. It felt like deja vu, but with a twist. People were angry, wondering why we hadn't learned anything from last time. And this isn't just Chennai either. India faced extreme weather events ranging from scorching heat waves to droughts to cyclones almost every single day in 2023. As I dive into this talk, I want to highlight two crucial points. First, climate change is already here. And second, its effects are getting increasingly unpredictable. This is why we, a team of climate AI scientists, came together to build an innovative forecasting platform. Our technology could provide an advance warning on the extreme weather events ranging from wildfires, storms, and heat waves, not just a vague idea, but a detailed forecast of the risk month by month. Before I get into the details of how we do it, let's take a step back to understand how forecasting is done today. Imagine a timeline that spans between days to decades. Now, on one end, you've got the weather forecast that you can check on your phone. It can give us a decent idea on what to expect the next hour or next day or next week if you're extremely lucky. But if you want to plan for something like a natural disaster, they're just too short. Now, on the other extreme, you have these long-range climate projections that you hear about in the news. They talk about how the Earth might look like in the next 50 to 100 years, whether certain regions like the city of Mumbai will experience sea level rise. Now, don't get me wrong, both are important stuff. But if you're a city planner or a mayor who wants to protect your city from an impending disaster, they're not as helpful today. Here's where we come in, bridging this gap so that one can take actionable decisions over the critical time frame, the next 3 months to 5 years. So how do we pull this off? I have the most unexpected answer for you. It's our own oceans. You see, oceans are like Earth's hard drives, storing information on what's going down climate-wise for several years, even up to centuries. Not only that, oceans talk to the atmosphere regularly, which then decides the large-scale global weather patterns. Climate scientists call this conversation between ocean and atmosphere as something called teleconnections. Let me give an example. Take the crazy rains that happened in Chennai in 2015 and in 2023. In both cases, we can explain the nature of unprecedented rainfall with the term you might have heard often, El Nino. You see, El Nino phenomenon refers to oscillating patterns in the Pacific Ocean, like the warm temperature band that you see here on the screen. Now, during El Nino years, one can typically expect more intense heat waves and heavier rainfalls, not in 1 or 2 regions, it's throughout the world. Isn't that fascinating? How one oceanic region can dictate the ups and downs in the global weather? Now, climate scientists have identified several such teleconnections, like the El Nino phenomenon. And by decoding the dialogue between the ocean and atmosphere over time, we can unlock the secrets of weather patterns months ahead. So how do we do it? Today, there are these incredible satellites orbiting Earth, keeping an eye on the ocean every minute of every day. They gather tons of information on everything from the temperature of the water to how high the waves are. But that's not all. There are hundreds of thousands of smart floats scattered all over the ocean. These are equipped with sensors designed to measure the ocean's heartbeat, its currents, temperature, even its saltiness. Now, here is where it gets really, really cool. These floats are constantly communicating with the satellites above, and they form a dynamic duo like best friends, giving scientists a detailed snapshot of the ocean's mood swings. But, folks, this is just the start. Our team then jumps in, takes all this information, and we feed it into a supercomputer. We then run thousands of lines of code of physics equations to understand how the four components, like the ocean, land, sea ice, atmosphere, they all interact with each other, and how this interaction shapes up the global weather. Think of it like solving a giant, multidimensional Earth puzzle that's going to evolve over time. Pretty amazing, right? But let's zoom out a bit. How does this foresight about teleconnections or these complex models that we run help the ordinary lives of people like Masood? Imagine getting a heads up on the next big storm or a heat wave so that you can keep your loved ones safe. And cities, getting this information, can plan and allocate resources where they'll be needed most. Our technological innovation can offer a glimpse into the new normal that we're getting into. But folks, let me be very clear. Our work is just the beginning. The true power of our technology lies in its application. It's about turning data and insights into lives saved and dreams realized. Folks, this is our chance to build a world that's climate ready, resilient, and vibrant. Let's make it happen together. Thank you.